I think that Netanyahu says it best in yesterday's broadcast to the entire world that the country of Israel has never had a friend in the White House of the United States of America like they have right now with Donald Trump. Let's listen to it from the mouth of Netanyahu himself.
I'll say it again and again and again. We've never had a friend like President Trump in the White House. It's not even close. And I think you can judge that by not merely by the frequency of our meetings, but by the content and the intensity.
Now, I'm going to remind you that Donald Trump just said that the United States of America will fully back up Israel in a new fight against Iran if there's even a little bit of proof that Iran is once again chasing nuclear or even intercontinental ballistic missiles. The reason Donald Trump chose ICBMs to say that America would fire once again on Iran is because there's already intelligence showing that Iran is producing new intercontinental ballistic missile systems. All right, let's move forward, folks. We do have a lot to cover today. This is Minneapolis, United States of America, Homeland Security investigations. They are going door to door after a fraud investigation showed that massive amounts of Somali-led healthcare and daycare facilities weren't even operating. They were taking tax money by the millions, hundreds of millions, and billions of dollars and funneling it through to Somalia.
I got one packet. Okay. Hello, ma'am. How are you?
How are you?
Good.
Good morning, from Homeland Security Investigations. Okay. Good morning.
This is exactly what we need to see all across the country, folks. I'm seeing now that in the country of Iran, there are residents that are saying that the United States of America has begun to engage that country in weather-modified warfare. And this is after we just saw some massive amounts of flooding through the Iranian cityscape. Let's take a look at this video and see what you think. Okay, let's watch this video of an American resident saying that finally we are in the right direction in the USA, bringing justice back, bringing law and order back, and screwing the people that have been screwing the American citizen for decades.
You know, the most insulting thing about the whole Somalian scandal that's happening right now is that how disrespectful the Somalian community is, right? How blatantly arrogant they are, right? Ilham Omar and the governor, like we don't deserve to ask questions. Like this whole
and that's the thing. Tim Walz is great at this. We have members of government who are great at this. Anytime you start to prove that they are corrupt, that they are acting fraudulently, that they are doing illegal things, maybe they're harming children, allowing trafficking, whatever it might be, then all of a sudden you are either a fascist or a race, some sort of cyst, right? You're some sort of cyst, whatever they want to call you. And so they redirect everything that is the truth back to something that is maybe smoke and mirrors.
oh well, like this is our money, right? Like most average American can't do better.
Okay, here's Donald Trump asking the Israeli leadership to pardon Netanyahu. Now, I did see immediately after this, the Israeli cabinet, they came out and said they have not processed an official pardon request from the U.S. president, but it looks like this is probably going to happen.
The president of Israel needs to give the prime minister
a pardon? I think he will. How do you not? He's a wartime prime minister who's a hero. How do you not give a pardon? You know, I think it's a very hard thing not to do it. I spoke to the president. And it's on, I mean, he tells me it's on its way.
Well, that's it. If Trump says it's on its way, it probably is.
Reaction was the same as most Minnesotans. I was outraged. We've been dealing with this fraud for a long time. She acknowledges in her order that fraud was rampant in this case, and it was clearly out of control. She couldn't believe the level to which fraud was allowed to be able to be perpetrated. And then it comes to bear that she lets him off because she felt as though somebody else should have been to blame that wasn't the owner of the company. Judicial reform is needed in Minnesota. That is definitely true.
Now, we have seen Kristi Noem speak out about this. We have seen lots of people speak out recently saying that all of the corrupt judges in the entire U.S. system need to be taken out of their position. And in some cases, they threat that they should be tried against the crimes that they have allowed to continue. One great example of this is in many, especially sanctuary cities across our country. Judges, prosecution, whatever it is, they have allowed people to be put back out onto the streets in ways that facilitated them going out and reharming the populace. Now, anytime you have citizens that are afraid to go out at night, they're afraid to go to the grocery store, they're afraid to, take a drive to pick up their kids at school. Anytime you have a citizenry that is afraid to be in public because of corrupt justice systems, then you have the boiling pot that is about to boil over into civil war. And I think that we are pretty close to that.
And will you support an attack, Israeli attack on Iran, if Iran will not have a deal? If Iran will continue with their ballistic missiles and also nuclear weapons?
If they will continue with the missiles, yes. The nuclear, fast.
Look at the little smirk on the mouth of the prime minister there at the very end, because he knows that all they've got to do is provide the paperwork showing that, yes, look, Iran is in the production of nuclear missile systems or the recalibration of nuclear devices, and America will act as its military arm. Here you have Tim Walz. Right here, this shows you exactly how bad things are, folks. He's being questioned about the fraud, being questioned about silencing media, silencing the whistleblowers. He's being questioned about all these things. And this blows my mind that he just recently replaced the Minnesota flag with the Somali flag in an interview because that's the forward face that he wanted to put on. Well, here he is ignoring the facts that massive problems are happening and then going and taking to the stage where he praises Somalia. Now, I did hear a conspiracy theory in the last 48 hours, and I'm going to clue you guys in. They said, what if Kamala Harris and the Democrat Party chose Tim Walz because he had access to billions of dollars of Somali fraud that could be funneled into the Kamala Harris presidential campaign? Now, if that conspiracy theory gets chased down, and as J.D. Vance, our vice president, says, they only go down the rabbit holes that are true. If that rabbit hole gets looked down and you see that that is a potential possibility, the ramifications are going to go all the way through the Democrat political party. You're going to see Kamala Harris investigated. You're going to see Tim Walz investigated. You will see Omar taken out of the country. You will see other counties across the USA, including counties in Georgia, USA, including Texas, USA. A lot of these areas have very corrupt political parties that have allowed forced migration and migratory patterns of fraud to take place. So I think that we are maybe on the verge of a big, big problem here. And let's watch this video.
Governor Walz, what can you say about the latest on the Somali fraud that happened under your watch, sir?
Governor, have you been able to apologize yet to the people of Minnesota for allowing this Somali fraud to continue under your watch?
Of the people of Minnesota.
He says he takes care of them.
Is it time to apologize? How about the whistleblowers that you have allegedly...
Are being demonized. Our neighbors are being terrorized. Our neighbors are being picked up off the streets. The antidote to that is positive actions to improve lives that go against what they're trying to do. So instead of...
I just love how he's doubling down and saying, you know what? We should just give more money, free money to immigrants. That's the answer. Not cleaning up the mess that is allowed to take place. Let's double down and let's just give them more money. So much money that the Trump administration can't even stand it. Well, folks, I can't stand what's happening in this once great country of the United States of America, and I am hopeful that we will become the great USA once again. So I'm going to keep doom scrolling so that you and your family don't have to. If you do see a hype button, please click it. Share this video off of YouTube with friends and family. Check back at 2 p.m. this afternoon for more breaking news and headlines from America and around the world. And don't click away yet. Right now, I want you to see who's winning, ICE or immigration. Similar airsoft or military sim showdowns that we're going to do on this channel. It's ICE versus immigration. Let's go. Let's see who wins today. ICE Bleed won today. I knew I'd get a hit on you, but I think you got me first.